Hello, everyone. This is Brother Benson Media, and let me take this opportunity to welcome you to our podcast this morning. I hope you are doing well. Today, I want us to share about the remarks that were made by Onyonka today concerning the Fred Okengo Matiangi presidency. And before we go into the main discussion, let me just share with you this video, and it will form the basis of our discussion. Thank you so much.
Mheshimiwa Rais William Ruto, jana niliona ukituchekelea unasema kuwa sisi tumeanza kutetemeka kwa sababu utatushinda kura. I say, boss, vitu kwa ground ni mbaya. Boss, Mr. President, let me tell you and give you simple advice. If you continue abducting our children, if you continue having unfair distribution of national resources to individuals and people, and you leave some of us out of it, we will not vote for you. Your Excellency, when you see a woman who is telling you that SHA and SHIF and SHA are not working, then you abduct her, you arrest her because you want to discipline her. It means you've lost legitimacy. Your Excellency, where we come from, the Kisi community believes in excellence. The Kisi community has produced the best lawyers like Okongo Mogeni, the best judges like Judge Maraga. We have produced our good professors and doctors, and we expect excellence from you. We don't expect mediocrity. And that is why, Your Excellency, I want to tell you, we as a community, even when we are not tribal, where we believe in the country called Kenya, a country that believes in fairness, equity, and democracy, we now have a candidate, and his name is Fred Matiangi. Sasa Mheshimiwa Rais, sasa wewe jipange. Ujipange na sisi tutakupanga. Usema no. Teriboigo. Wataniuliza niongee vile nimesema. Sisi kama jamii ya Omogusi tumeamua candidate yetu ya urais hapa nchini Kenya 2027 elections anaitwa Dr. Fred Matiangi Okengo. Na tena hatusongi nyuma. We will continue. We have decided that if you have a dysfunctional country, that institutions are not ready to share the cake equitably, then you must look for alternatives. How you will force those who are in power to share those resources with you equitably. And one of the approaches, we will set our own political party, we will go and negotiate. We know Fred Matiangi is going to win, but he cannot win alone. We are going to talk to everybody. We are going to talk to Kalonzo, we will talk to Gachagua, we will talk to Uhuru, we will even talk to Raila. We will tell them it is now our time, because where we are, this country requires to look for us also from the small clans.
Okay, thank you so much. And you've heard that from Senator, a good Senator of Kisi, Mheshimiwa Onyonka. And one thing that I agree with him, especially when he talks about the presidency of Fred Okengo Matiangi, is that in the current political situation or in the current political dynamics of Kenya, you cannot win an election as an individual. You have to talk to um, different parties or different individuals to come together so that you can win. And that one will be so much uh, very difficult because remember, if you look at how it's usually being done in these coalitions, because in the nutshell, by talking to Raila, talking to Huru, talking to Rigathi, is about coalition. But what usually happens during the coalitions, sometimes they do not look at the character of somebody. I'm not saying that the character of Fred Matiangi does not have questionable character, but it depends on who are the people that he's going to be with in the team, you know, and that is one. The character is usually not a priority when such like coalitions are being forged. Another thing is that the positions that you get on those coalitions depends on the number of votes you are bringing to coalition, and you've seen it, in major coalitions. Those who tend to have uh, uh, region with a lot of votes uh, will get lucrative, I would call, positions, even if they don't match those positions, but provided that your community or your region has a quite chunk of votes, you will get that. But that's not the case, or that is not something that we would discuss. I was just re- painting a picture of how these coalitions are being made. But now let's ask ourselves, what will the presidency of Fred Okengo Matiangi, just in case if he wins in those coalitions, to be the flag bearer of that particular coalition? One thing that will happen, or one observation will be the minority. You've heard even Onyonka talking about to be one of the minority communities to lead. For the longest time, the people or the flag bearers or the candidates who have been leading in the general elections that we are usually having have been people from the communities with higher number of uh, voters who have registered. For instance, if you look at Mount Kenya, they do have higher number of voters who have registered. Come again to the Rift Valley. So the Rift Valley, we have also the Western Kenya also has a number of votes. So if Fred Okengo Matiangi will come or is in this race, and during those formations of coalitions, it happened that he's given the flag bearer of that particular coalition. So he will break the history of Kenyan politics as the first presidential flag bearer coming from the minority community. So that is observation that I am making, that he will break that cycle. Another cycle that is going to break is about the political uh, history, because Fred Okengo Matiangi has never been very, very much active into public politics or doing the rallies, but he has been somebody in the background. Remember, um, in his political career, one of the people that he worked with was Nyachae. Yeah, it is believed that Fred Okengo Matiangi was Nyachae political consultant. You know, he Nyachae used to consult him even in 1997 to 2002. He was Nyachae personal secretary. So he has been in politics, but not into the or not public or going to those rallies, but those who sit in the boardroom uh, to formulate, or those who make those strategic plans on how you are going to campaign, strategic planners of that particular campaign. So by him coming out to be a flag bearer, he will be uh, like the first person who is running for presidency, not as somebody who has never been on active politics on a daily basis or in his career. Because if you look at somebody like President William Ruto, he has been in politics ever since. He has never been employed anywhere apart from politics. Come to Kalonzo Musyoka. Kalonzo Musyoka does not have anywhere that he has been employed. Musalia Mudavadi, Raila, right? What Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga has worked as an employee. So yeah, so that is what makes him so much different. So he's going to break that cycle. Another thing that I think the presidency of Fred Okengo Matiangi is bringing a presidency that is going to work for the people based on his track record. Because look at what happened in duties or responsibility that he was assigned, especially when you look at when he came from ICT, he went to the Ministry of Education. What did he do? He made changes in the Ministry of Education. Yeah, one of the changes that I think he made was to dismantle the cheating cartels of in the in the in the in the in the educational sector. He really changed that docket. He also ordered for the school bus to be painted yellow. There's so many things that Matiangi did during his time as educational CS. Come again to the Ministry of Interior. He did so much, and yeah, he performed. Remember when the deputy president, right now the president, was not in agreement with the president, he kind of took the position of um, the deputy president. Even the executive order that president gave, he would chair the meetings of the ministers. The ministerial, he would chair those, so he had those powers. So I think with him coming on board, is coming with uh, history behind him, especially as a performer, as somebody who is aggressive, as somebody who is brave, as somebody who is a no nonsense, is somebody that wants to deliver for people of Kenya. So his presidency is a delivering presidency, and he's also coming with a character behind it. I don't think is one person that will entertain corruption. Yeah, so that also what uh, 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 Matiangi presidency is going to bring. Another issue that Matiangi presidency will be bringing, Matiangi presidency will be bringing, also giving Kenyans option to choose from. Yeah, like right now, when you look at the relationship right now between the current government and the people, there's that hostility between them. So with the coming of Matiangi, is just another opportunity that Kenyans are given to choose from, whether you want to continue with the presidency of President William Ruto, or you want to continue with the presidency, or with the presidency, if he will get that flag bearer and win the election, the presidency of you continue with the new presidency of Matiang'i. And also another thing that the presidency of Matiang'i is also bringing in the Gen Z, because Matiang'i is one of those members of the public, especially that the Gen Z have been proposing, because as it today, the Gen Z still do not have um, somebody whom they might say that this is our leader. Because if you look at Okia Mutata, we are still waiting for the committee that he put in place that was supposed to collect views of the Kenyans, and and later we'll give him the report. So from the reports and the findings that the committee gets, he will form his decision whether to run or not to run. So with Matiangi also coming in, so that one gives that option to 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 run. But again, when we look at the history of Matiangi, in politics, everything is possible. There will be issues that the opponents or his competitors will bring, because I know of controversies that surrounds Matiangi, especially during his tenure to work under the administration of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. One of the controversies was about the Ruaraka high school land, where there was um, corruption allegation between him and Mr. Mbaru, I think so, the owner of that plot. Yeah, so that also will follow him among some of the controversies. Another controversy that surrounds Matiangi during his tenure is about the deportation of Miguna. Remember the general, how he was deported and all the drama that uh, uh, was surrounding Miguna. So during the time when those were happening, it was the interior CS. Another thing that also his opponent might be using to 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 decampaign him is about also downsizing of the deputy president, currently the president, security personnel. You remember when he downsized the 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 security personnel. So those are like some of the controversies during the um, Matiangi uh, uh, working under the administration of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. But in general, I think with the coming of Matiangi, it's good because uh, it opens up for uh, for 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 debate, especially what kind of leadership do we need? Because what we usually experience as a country here, one of the things that our weakest point, especially in Kenya, is about the leadership. Yeah, the leadership, that is our weakest point. Not even the leadership of the current administration, but the entire leadership, running from the executive, coming to parliament, coming to judiciary, everywhere. We have a problem with the leadership. If we can fix our leadership, then things will be okay in the country. Another thing that ails us is about the issue of tribalism. Yeah, that is something that I don't know as a country how we will transcend tribalism, that Rubicon of tribalism. And this is mostly not even Kenyan people. Yeah, is by the politicians, the utterances they make, and when they make these utterances, they tend to whip the emotions of the voters. Yeah, so when they whip these emotions of the voters, then people will start to vote along the tribal line. So I think as a nation or as a country, as people like or leaders like Matiangi are coming into the leadership, yeah, we need as voters to evaluate. Yeah, let's say we have almost like 10 of them. Yeah, out of 10, you can evaluate each one and give them marks on in terms of leadership, in terms of service delivery, in terms of their background, because the background too will form will inform the decision of who to give your votes, you know, and who should you um, uh, uh, entrust with the leadership of the country, you know. So I think this time round we should have a candid conversation surrounding who should we elect, what kind of leaders do we want, because the kind of leaders that we put in place will inform the kind of country we will have. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. See you next time in our next podcast.